Hello and welcome into Studio B. We're going to spend 10 minutes on our quick stretch break today, focusing on the sides of the body, which I often call the seam of the body. So in clothing, you usually have a seam here along the side, and that's where we're going to spend our time today. And I find that so much of our everyday lives are oriented forward and back that we can just completely forget to spend time in the sides of the body, and a lot of tension can get pushed there. So we're going to do this practice standing up. You could also do it sitting down if you're needing to find the support of a chair. But if you're standing like I am, you can take the feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. We're standing up tall, but you could have a slight softness in the knees so that you're not overly rigid, and just let the arms dangle alongside the body. Sometimes I just kind of have to shake the arms a couple times, the wrists, the hands, and then they sort of find their own placement. And then we're going to start by just letting the head rock from side to side a few times. Just dropping one ear at a time towards the shoulder. Just gently moving into the sides of the neck. The head is one of the heavier parts of the body. It weighs anywhere from 7 to 9 pounds, and our neck holds it up all day long. Now, the next time your left ear is towards your left shoulder, pause there and start to energize and reach your right fingertips towards the floor. So right arm is reaching, left ear is dropping. And then start to explore lifting that arm a little bit, and maybe you just kind of roll the arm around. And often this really subtle movement of the arm rotating in and out, you'll find all sorts of unexpected pockets of sensation along the arm and the neck. We'll take about 2 more breaths here, just left ear to shoulder, exploring this movement along the neck, the arm, the wrist. And then just let that right arm come down again. Let the head float back to center. You might close the eyes as you just take a breath to notice any sensations in the body now. And then we'll take that on the second side as we continue this focus on the sides of the body, dropping right ear to right shoulder. And then we begin by just reaching the left fingertips towards the floor. So we're sort of energizing that left arm. You feel a sort of pull along the left side of the neck. And then you start to explore as you lift the arm. Maybe you just rotate the arm a little bit. And I find there's all of these hidden pockets, these little explosions of sensation that it's like, ooh, I didn't even know that was there. You can even move, you can kind of flex and do the wrist, you can move the fingers. There's really no wrong answers here. We'll take about 2 more breaths. So I find the seam of the body, the side of the body, we kind of push sensation there and just ignore it. Let's release that left arm down to the body. Again, let the head float back to center. Maybe close your eyes and just let yourself notice what's coming up. And then we'll open the eyes and we'll bring the right fingertips to the shoulder. And we're going to bring the awareness to the shoulder and the elbow as we start to draw circles with the elbow forward, up, back, and down. So big circles with that right shoulder. And we're using the body really as a tool for investigation, because we know that there are other things that come up in our life that demand our attention. We can't ignore them. And so there are other things that are maybe less demanding that get pushed to the hem of our lives that we just don't pay attention to, but that really we could get a lot of value out of spending some time with. Now take your right elbow right out to the side so it's parallel to the floor. And we're going to lean to the left as if you'd lift your right elbow up to the ceiling and then come back up to center. And we'll do that twice more. So you just let the body kind of drop to the left and up. And then this third time we're going to stay. So drop to the left, pause there, rotate your head to look down at the floor. And we're going to take 3 more breaths here. You could keep the right fingertips on the shoulder, or if you wanted more, reach the right arm overhead towards the wall to your left. And it's like putting an exclamation point on whatever sensation was already there. It's going to like amplify it. One more big breath. And then bring the right fingertips back to the shoulder and just let the body slowly come back up to center, head neutral. And again, just release the right arm and just give yourself a breath or two to notice. So I've got some tingling, feeling really the side of my waist there. I'm even feeling my low back a little bit. And then we'll do that on the second side. So left fingertips to left shoulder. And we start those big circles. And so we use the body to do this investigation of like, okay, if there's all these sensations in the side of my body that I don't spend a lot of time in, what other things am I maybe unintentionally ignoring that I could get some benefit from just spending a little bit of time with that topic, that person? And then take that left elbow out to the side. We'll do those 3 lateral bends. So we just kind of drop to the right, left elbow comes up. And then to center. Twice more, we sort of let the body lean and drop in. And back up. And then this third time we stay. So we drop over to the right. And the first thing we did is we just pivoted the head towards the floor. We're going to take 3 more breaths. You could stay here. Or maybe you elongate that left arm, reaching it over towards the wall to your right. Make sure you have a little bit of awareness in the front of the core to support the low back. There's quite a bit of load on the low spine here. And then to come out, left fingertips back to the left shoulder, slowly coming back up, head to center. And then that moment of pause as the arm releases and we just notice what's here. Like, what came out of that investigation? And then we'll do the last little bit as we come all the way down into the hips and the legs. So I'm going to step my left foot more towards the middle, and then I'm going to cross my right foot behind my left. So I've crisscrossed my legs. Left hand is going to come to my waist, and then the right arm is going to sweep out and up. And we're going to do, again, 3 dips, but now we'll feel it along the hip and the thigh as well. So we'll drop over to the left, that little dip, and come back up. And do that twice more. So we kind of drop in and up. And this is getting into the obliques, the intercostals. This time we'll stay 3 breaths and big breaths here. So intercostals are those little muscles between the ribs, helps allow us to take a full breath. So we want to really be expansive with the inhalation in particular here. Give yourself 1 more full breath. And then let yourself come up to center, nice and tender exit. I'm just going to bring my right hand to my waist and then uncross that right leg. And then we'll switch sides. So I might bring my right foot in. This is just kind of like midline. Left leg comes behind and crosses. I'm going to keep the right hand on my waist as I sweep my left arm out and up. And then 3 of those lateral bends as I sort of dip over to the right and come up. And twice more, dipping and up. And this is something you could even do seated in a chair. You know, we mentioned this whole sequence could be done in a chair. Stay 3 breaths. If this practice were your inbox, this is the emails that you tag to deal with another day that you're like, okay, it's time. I got to read those emails. These are the ones I don't want to respond to, but I've got to. And then we come all the way up. Take that left foot out, and we'll give ourselves 3 breaths just to center before we leave our practice. So release the arms, eyes open or closed. And knowing that even though there may be some uncomfortable sensations when we move into the side of the body, paying attention to parts of the body we might not spend a lot of time with, that the end result is this feeling of kind of spaciousness, vitality, and possibility. So we'll open our eyes, closing this practice and knowing we get to bring the fruits of it into the rest of our day. So thank you so much for joining me, and be blessed.